Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ACL Sydney qualifiers brought to you by Team Down TV. It is finals time, guys. Grand final between Esse, Hobo, and the guys from Wonton Mien. It has been a big day for both these teams and played both exceptionally well, and they've come through in the end to this grand final event. My name is Menace, and joining me once again is Go Gadget.
Yeah, good to be here once again, of course, Menace, and we are indeed getting into the grand final right now. So we're at the hot end of the competition. It's, of course, between Esse Hobo and the guys from WN, aka the Wonton Mien. In fact, we were just having a little chat about that. Mien, of course, means noodle in Chinese, I do believe. So there you go. A little bit of fun trivia for the stream today.
We're all learning thanks to Go Gadget. All right, so we're already in.
Enough about noodles. We're already into the bits and bands. Let's talk about those. We've got Vane, Israel, one more band out from Wonton Mien there. They have taken out the Zyra. So, I mean, guess what? They want to be shutting down the bottom lane of Esse Hobo. So they've taken out Denian's Vane and Ez. They've taken out potentially Charlie's Zyra there. So, very concerned about that bot. And we'll just have to wait and see. The last band, of course, from Esse Hobo being Z there. So they've taken out two of, I think it's safe to say, Heaven's champions and that Evelyn from the jungle. So I like these bands. Have to see what Denian responds with now that those two ADs have been taken off the board.
So I'm looking over here at Wonton Mien, and I've noticed that Maddie is not there. So they've subbed in, I believe it's Richie. Richie? Yeah, Richie. I'll call him Richie. So Richie coming in there. So he'll probably be in that jungle. I guess they didn't want to play against an Evelyn. Maybe they know a bit of inside info that we don't, so they've banned out that Evelyn as well. And Oriana being picked up for Heavens again. We saw him play Oriana early on in the day too. Great success. Had a horrible start, but turned it around the end with some really brilliant shockwaves. And now for the guys on Esse Hobo, hovering over Elise, and Denian just quickly locks in Rumble. Top lane Rumble straight away.
Wow, yeah, top lane Rumble, and we've seen how well that top lane Rumbles work for Suna all day throughout this qualifying tournament. So I really like that pick there coming out of Esse. That's probably going to be played, of course, by First Mate up in the top lane, and I'm pretty sure he's a good Rumble player. So looks like in the meantime we are waiting for Wonton Mien to lock in. They have, of course, locked in their Sona. Just thinking about their third pick now.
Yep, as they've locked Zach. So he'll probably be up in the top lane versus that Rumble and Zach up there. A lot of AP, a lot of sustain on Zach as usual, and an interesting matchup nonetheless. They're both probably going to be very tanky and not really doing too much. But I really like Esse playing Elise in the jungle. A strong jungler, especially in the current meta. And I haven't really seen much of it today. A few bands targeted, but Charlie now hovering over the Annie once again. The Annie support, we'll see it again today, maybe not. And Denian's Ashe is coming out, so we saw him last game playing that Ashe, Go Gadget, and he did it to good success.
Yeah, that's right. So looks like this game it will be the same, and the only issue maybe for Esse Hobo is that last game they had that really favourable matchup, and I'm interested to see how they'll go with something that might not be so easy down in the bottom lane. So we'll just have to wait and see what Wonton Mien respond to that Ashe with. And interestingly, Esse hasn't picked their support up yet. So I think it's going to be a reactionary pick, of course, being their last pick. But for now, it looks like, potentially a Caitlyn that might be locked in for Wonton Mien. Caitlyn does fairly well against Ashe. Similar in a lot of regards, pretty much just with slightly less utility and a little bit more damage late game. So I like that pickup, and it should be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn's a good pickup into Ashe. There's really no other choice for them at this stage. You have Varus as well, who could be potentially just as good as Caitlyn in lane. Has a decent amount of range, especially with his piercing arrow and rain of arrows. So is either Caitlyn or Varus, I was going to say, and they've taken away Caitlyn. J4 for their jungle, though. Richie feeling like he can go through with J4, and can't believe it. Shen and Thresh have made it all this way through. Shen not even going to get a look for the top lane. They said, no, we want Rumble, we want Zac. Take those guys instead. And for bottom lane, Choo Choo's hovering over Thresh Go-Go. I haven't seen any Thresh today. I'm keen to see some really good lanterns and death sentences.
Yeah, absolutely. I am also keen for a bit of Thresh play, like we do normally see at this high level of play. And, it's interesting actually, because when we look at both of these teams in the grand final today of the ACL League of Legends online round 3 qualifiers for Sydney, both of these teams, they're not sponsored. They're not teams that are backed by an organisation that have been around for very long at all. Heavens and Maddie, of course, made their team kind of shortly after Heavens came home from Gamescom with Team Immunity and decided to part ways with them. And on the other hand, Esse as a Hobo kind of formed from players which have kind of moved together, coming from other top teams in the scene. Denian, of course, I do believe used to be in UMart, now Frenetic Array. I think Denian was UMart.
Ooh. Challenge accepted. But anyway,
we'll see. Anyways, that's not important. The point is they're both not sponsored, and it's interesting seeing these guys go through the entire bracket, just really, really cleaning up lots of the well-known, the big-name sponsored teams in Australia, and just showing that they have the raw skill needed to beat them.
Very true, and they've made it this. I know Esse as Hobo did kind of get through. Sorry, just coughing there. Get through to this stage due to Frenetic Array having to unfortunately surrender. But they did win that first game, and they won it very convincingly, Go-Go. It showed some really good plays, and the bottom lane was really strong. Annie on top of Ashe, the Ashe arrows landing on point every time. Little Uber Giant had no choice but to die. Annie on top of that with the Tibbers, just burst, stun. It was ridiculous, and there was nothing that the guys from Frenetic Array could do. Granted, BMA had a horrible game, unfortunately. Same with JKS in the top lane. Started off really bad, BMA giving away that first blood. But that being said, SA showing that they can do it. They've played all day, and they've come this far, and have cast some really good games with SA as Hobo.
Yeah, that's right. So how they go in this one, of course, their team comp is looking, fairly strong. They've got that very nice hard engage coming out from the Ashe. That can be followed up by, of course, an equalizer from Rumble. Maybe a repel into a cocoon from Esse on that Elise. And it's looking like they have some pretty favourable lane matchups as well. So just have to wait and see how they play them. On the other hand, Wonton Mien, they've got a pretty good lineup as well. Nothing, no really glaring holes in their lineup. They've got strong lanes, strong team fight, and advantages at every stage of the game. Yeah,
it's some really good comps there. I mean, J4 obviously coupled with Oriana, a couple of good ultimates, even a Zac and Elastic Slingshot straight into the fight as well, and then throw down a perfectly placed Shockwave. On top of that, Cataclysm with a Crescendo. Lots of AoE CC for the guys on Wonton Mien. And over there for the guys on SA is Hobo. Just individual CC is quite large. And pretty much all of them have CC of some sort, whether it be hard or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll have to wait and see how they put their CC to use in this grand final game now. And of course, this is a best of 3, guys. We've been sticking to best of 3s all day, and I really like this sort of a format because it makes sure that the team that plays the most consistently over those potential 3 games is the winner and progresses. Some people have been saying, oh yeah, we should just do best of 1 double elim, but when you do that, the brackets sort of get a little clumsy. But I've really liked how the guys over at ASL, everyone over at ACL have been running it today. So very keen to get into this last match.
As am I. Going to be a best of 3, I believe. And there is no advantages from either side as far as I know. But so I'm looking forward to some really good League of Legends here today between these two teams. A lot of really good players, a lot of known players between the two of them. and a great showing of skill, especially for the Oceanic scene. And these guys will move on through to compete in the ACL Sydney event held October 20th, and that'll be a corker of an event. If you are in Sydney, or if you can, try and get your butt down there and support the Oceanic League of Legends. Sydney pretty much being now the esports place in Australia, so it's going to be a huge one. A lot of good players there. Caster's going to be awesome, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it should be a great event. So for now, it looks like we are just waiting on choo-choos to load into the game before we can get it underway. So for now, just taking a look at a couple of the skins there. Sown Chaos Oriana, repped by Heavens. I do quite like that skin. And of course, First Mate, he always takes that build to Rat Rumble. So looking good there as well.
It looks so funny because you used to see in Rumble as like a larger character. And when he's standing there on the front of that boat, he's so small, obviously being a Yordle. It just looks strange. A little Yordle standing there. Yes, I'm kind of upset though. No Deep Sea Thresh. That's an awesome skin. One of my favorites in the game, actually. And Thresh being one of my favorite champions to play. Such a good playmaker. Such a good support character. And he just warrants bans. Even after he's been nerfed heavily, or not heavily, but he's been nerfed quite a bit, he still gets banned, and even in high elo play he is still a target, because all it takes is just one good death sentence into a flay, into a box, and a lantern, pulling in a J4 out the back, and it's just amazing things that you can create with the kit that Thresh brings to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're getting into the game now, guys. Grand final, game 1. Esse is a Hobo taking on Wonton Mien, who's going to be the victor of these two, kind of more recent teams in the Oceanic scene. Filled, of course, with top-tier players. We've seen their play throughout the day. It's all been impressive, but I think we're, getting here to the pinnacle of play, I think it's safe to say. And already we might see an engagement.
We do. There's the flag tossed down. A flash hook straight onto Richie, though. This is going to be big trouble. Ignite on top of him. He does shield a little bit of damage there. Force the flash out, and it will be enough. But that's a huge play already from Charlie 101.
Wow, yeah. That was a massive flash hook there. And he did use the Ignite as well. But, it's only about 190-second cooldown. So, he should be right for the laning phase. But at the end of the day, that is a flash blown on Richie. What that will mean, however, is that in any of his ganks where he needs to, get that flash into EQ combo, he's not going to be able to. So it's just going to take the edge off them a little early stages of the game there. In the meantime, looks like we are going to be seeing a blue start from potentially both of the junglers here, Menace. So, yeah, standard starts all round.
Yeah, blue, both sides actually warding that red buff down in the bottom half of the jungle, wanting to get that vision down. And J4 up there with Zach. So it looks like it's going to be some standard lanes as well, Gogo, which is good to see. Rumble versus Zach in this top lane. I don't really want to give it away. But that being said, they're both pretty good 2v1 laners. And look at down bottom lane here. You can see both Semirage and BJS just sitting in this brush, maybe trying to coax out. No, they're just going to stay here. I remember those pre-level 30 strats. Go.
And I'll just take the time to point out that if BJS had actually stayed in the brush, he could have got an extra headshot proc off. But not to worry, he's pretty keen to get those pulled over Peacemakers out and push the lane. Did actually miss one CS in the process though, but the fact is Denian now going to have to really work hard to last hit under the tower, and already Charlie 101 stealing a couple of those. So nice little early advantage.
Yeah, he did miss quite a few of that CS underneath the turret, and that can be quite devastating early on in the game. Off to, it's only 2 CS behind, but at 2 CS he could have got, if they were in lane a bit earlier, they were actually helping Elise out with their blue buff. So Elise now picking up her red buff, and it won't be long before he heads out and starts to actually gank, try and land a few cocoons every now and then, and there's a smite onto red buff. So we'll see where he goes along with that, and you can see a lot of blue pings down saying there are wards around the bottom jungle. Be careful when you come through, and you can see now the J4 is actually going to be coming through the lane, Go.
Yeah, that's right. So, this lane gank could be a little bit dangerous for the Esse as a Hobo guys down there. Denian and Charlie 101. And Charlie, of course, not having the flash. So I really like this by Richia. But
been spotted out. Spotted out by a ward. But in the middle lane, Esse patiently waiting here with Elise in that brush. Has not walked through any wards, so Heavens doesn't know, but he's just being extra careful at the moment. And now Esse wants to go around the back, maybe looking for a gank up in this top lane. I mean, this is exactly what he wants to do. He wants to start off aggressive with Elise. She's a really aggressive early jungler. Sits in that brush. Will he repel onto Suna? Suna just sitting back a little bit. Still very cautious. Maybe the positioning of First Mate showing a little bit different. And you can see there is Elastic Slingshot. This is a perfect time now. Suna gets locked up from the Cocoon as well. The Spiderling doing a little bit of damage. The flash over the top. Elastic Slingshot still is down for him, but a good work from Esse to burn the flash.
Yeah, that's right there, Esse. He's going to be pretty happy with that one. And, in all of these games that we've seen him, he's been a really impactful jungler. And that's the sort of jungling style which really has won his team some of these games, or at least, got them off to that early advantage, that early lead that they really do like to be at. Oh, down in the bottom lane
now there. Death Sentence into a flay on a BGS under the turret, but Charlie actually turns around and takes a ton of damage. Look at Richie right there. Gets the ward. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, that's something which you might do maybe over on the NA server on a laggy night with, something like 250 ping or something. But, yeah, Charlie, we'll put it this way, he's a scary thresh. And
Richie there may be feeling a bit of the pressure now in this grand final. He's got a lot of people watching him. He does maybe feel a little bit of pressure. I'm not sure if he's played competitive much before, but... yeah, that's just unfortunate mistake. A lot of people make mistakes. You saw BMA last game make the same sort of mistake. And it's very detrimental. That would have been a really good gank if he had landed the EQ combo. The flag just needed to be a little bit further out. All right, anyway, we won't dwell on it too long. Poor Richie. You can see now, though, this bottom lane Go-Go really pushing hard up against the turret, trying to force Denian to just go and CS under that tower. Now Semi-Rage moving towards a dragon, throwing down another ward. The other one just came out. And Charlie 101 possible maybe going to throw a death sentence out there, but decided against it.
Yeah, that's right. And, already, like you said, you can see the CS difference in this lane, which, typically in a regular laning situation, it would be even. But BGS and Semirage recognizing and playing this lane absolutely perfectly, knowing that, of course, Ashe early on, that volley cooldown is quite high, and Ashe doesn't have really many tools to actually be able to last hit under the tower. And on the other hand, of course, Kate and Sona, great at pushing if they need to. That's exactly what they've been doing. It's working out for them.
It is now. This mid lane matchup is very even now. There's a death sentence, though, and the lantern in from Esse. Will he be able to land the Cocoon? Nope. Semi-Rage. First blood for Thresh, though. That Flay proc is too big.
Yeah, Flay too strong there. So Charlie 101, I mean, he's going to be happy he picked that up, but maybe not Denian, of course, on that Ashe. Really got off to a great start last game in the lane by picking up, I think it was a few kills in some of those engagements. So a little bit unfortunate for Esse as a Hobo there, but not to worry. It means all the more wards for them.
It does, and maybe even on his way to getting the locket or something along those lines. It'll be actually interesting to see what he does. Get up in this top lane though. Let's Bounce coming out. First Mate forced a flash away. Ignite from Suna going to do a bit of damage there, and First Mate will be forced out of lane here. So good work there from Suna.
Yeah, absolutely. And First Mate going back there, he's going to have to spend a little bit of cash. He's accrued 1.4k, so I might just see a standard buy here, maybe working towards some magic pen. Yes, he is. So going for that haunting guise, of course, picking up a ward and a little bit of extra sustain in the form of potions there as well. So nothing too crazy coming out. In the meantime, Suna, of course, on that Zac, starting to stack up that magic resist already. He's got that Negatron cloak. And, coupled on the top of Zac's kind of regular lane sustain and the Doran shield that he's got, he should have a pretty fine time sustaining in lane.
Yeah, and Thresh going for a Philostone. Picking up that GP10 nice and early, 7 minutes in, so that will pay for itself very soon, Go-Go. And definitely will help out with all the items. And yeah, nice and early GP10 item, always going to be helping out your support. Get them wards all around the map.
Yeah, I don't mind that pickup on Charlie 101. I mean, I'm sort of personally more of the, tanky early Sidestone opinion than the early rush to Philostone, just because obviously in the lane, a Philostone, it doesn't actually help Fresh at all. You know, it's not going to help him with trades. It's not going to help him, you know, stay in there when he goes in longer. Not saying it's a bad pickup, but, you know, just a different sort of opinion that some support players have. So in the meantime, we do see, you know, a nice bit of vision control here from all of the Esse as a Hobo guys. Looks like Charlie clearing out a few wards down there.
Yeah, also, I think I agree with you on the Philostone part there, Gogo, is that what it builds into really doesn't complement Fresh like that much. I mean, you're very limited with the usefulness of a Philosopher's Stone when you want to build it into something. Apart from Shirelli is really, that's about it at that. So I agree, like, it's not going to help out his lane. He'll have to physically buy wards until he gets the Sightstone. So I guess it just comes down to how he feels the game is going. He is really ahead. Maybe he just wants to keep that lead for his gold against Sona. He can put more money into things like an Oracle's Elixir or Pink Wards.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll have to wait and see whether that is what Charlie decides to buy with that one. But in the meantime, taking a look up in the top lane, Suna just sitting under the tower there. And, you know, First Mate, even though he was pressured a lot early on and, you know, he got pretty low to Suna, had to back off early, he's maintaining a nice CS lead of around about 14 CS at the moment. And the 10-minute stage all down bot.
Yeah, Flay from BJS. Esse coming over the top, use the lantern, get in there, Crescendo locking them up. Esse picks up the kill onto Caitlyn as well, and now Esse gets exhausted on a turret. One more hit's going to be enough. And Sona takes that one down.
Oh, up in the top lane.
Oh, wow, there's a Let's Bounce straight down onto First Mate. All over that Equalizer, though. Zach has got that passive up. Richie, is he going to be able to take out First Mate? One more hit's going to do a flag toss. He flashes instead and gets the last auto attack.
Alrighty there, a bit of a... an overzealous flash there, and the flag toss probably would have finished him off, but, you know, kill secured, as they say. Charlie's diving, and he's dead.
Oh, he's completely dead under turret. There's a Thresh box as well. Denian does take a ton of damage, flashes out, and resets the aggro, though, and Ash picks up the kill on the Sona. Totally worth it. Mid lane, though, missed everything. Unfortunately, too busy looking, but Oriana getting taken down by Choo-Choo's on that level 9 now. Ari Gogo, did you see what happened?
Well, no, I was looking down bot as well, so, you know, I might in fact just sneak a little back to have a look what happened. But, you know, dying in a 1v1, of course, Ari, very high kill potentially on that solo lane, and I'm just going to have a quick little look how it happened. Yeah, Choo-Choo's pretty much just went straight in onto Heavens. Heavens did hit the ultimate, but wasn't enough.
Well, there you go. So just a simple out trade in the mid lane there, taking it out. And look at these kills. It's still very even, only 200 gold in it. A kill in favour of Esse is Hobo. This is a really close game, Gogo. It's really fun to watch so far.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, you know, I think safe to say the match between the top two teams that have played so far in this tournament. So, you know, good to see them both in this grand final here. And, you know, whereas some of the games at this stage have been a little bit one-sided, we are definitely seeing a close match here. You know, the mid lane has probably the advantage here for Esse as a Hobo. Meanwhile, down bot, we've got 2 kills on Semirage.
A death sentence there onto BJS again, as well as Asher Denian, just very aggressive and just picks up the kill so easily. They want to keep going, and there's just no escape for Caitlyn. Unfortunately, we're back into that death sentence.
Wow, and, you know, Denian's playing this Ashe so well, both last game and this game. And really doing work on that Ashen. Was maybe thinking about going for a dragon, but that's not going to happen until Esse comes down. So just using the Ash Arrow so well, as soon as it's off cooldown, boom, that's a kill, or, you know, some summoners blown.
Yeah, at least some summoners blown. Or even a couple of ultis, a crescendo, just to stop that engage. And they have so much engage there on this bottom turret. Look at Denny's got bubble buffs as well, so increasing the cooldown even further. I mean, it's only 80 seconds at the moment. That's huge. Oh no, Heaven's in trouble though. In this middle lane, pops the turret and pops the health pot. Sorry, and Choo-Choo's getting a max range there and taking out Oriana once again. Esse now transitioning towards Dragon maybe, or they're going to just be, looks like maybe they're going to go straight for Dragon here, Gogo.
Yeah, it looks like it there. So unfortunate that, you know, Heaven's really not having a good time in this middle lane. I almost would have liked to see him actually itemize a little bit differently, I should say, as this dragon is being attempted there. Yep, yes, he smites that one.
Oh, and there's a death sentence over the top onto Semirage on that Sona. Box comes out as well, and the Ash Arrow Caitlyn joins the fight, but the volley will take it down, and Charlie does almost get ace in the hole there. But Denian nicely blocks that one, stands on top of a trap just to make things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, that's right. But going back to this mid lane very quickly, I would have actually liked to see Heavens pick up an early chalice against the Ari. He's gone for the tier for his Martner sort of issues at the moment, but it's obviously not helping him at all in these all-ins where, Ari Choo-Choo's just has enough damage to be able to burst him down, and there's just not too much Heavens can do about it with this with this current level of itemization.
Yeah, you're right. It's interesting, the Morella Nomicon. Anyway, so up in this top lane is pretty much now First Mate has got himself the haunting guys there, and Suna is pretty much unkillable, having this Spirit's Cow as well as Ruby Crystal, buffing up that health, and these two just gonna farm it out as best as possible. No real teamfight action from those guys for a little bit, I would expect, Gogo.
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. Although, First Mate, if he wanted to, could come down to maybe help secure an objective. Although with Dragon, I should say, being down for a while now, there's no real reason for it. So I think absolutely, he's just going to stay in that top lane, continue farming up.
Yeah, Choo-Choo's taking a bit of damage here mid lane against Orianna. Finally getting the trades that she's been looking for all game. Esse moving around the top of this mid lane, knows that there's a ward there, so he's just sitting off the side of the lane, waiting for the wave to push up. And they're at that stage of the game where they're both level 11, they're just both farming the minion wave and waiting for the next one. As the bottom turret falls quite easily, in Esse kind of yes, no, deciding whether he wants to go in or not go. I think he's just going to sit here a little bit longer. But see, there's a Spiderling, maybe even spotted by that ward. Yeah, oh wait, maybe. No, Heaven's going very aggressive onto Choo-Choo's, and Choo-Choo's falling very low. And you can see here now Thresh and Ashe coming over the top. Ashe arrow is up. Will they use it to their... I think they will. They might even tower dive this, I would imagine, waiting for Denian to engage. There's the Death Sentence, doesn't quite land. In the middle, though, there's a Orianna ulti on top. Denian flashes over the back sooner, though, with a lot of damage. Flashes straight onto Denian. Is he going to be able to kite it? There is a nice charm from Choo-Choo's as well. Oh, kites around the back. Ace in the hole, but Richie comes in and steals it away. Cataclysm over the top. Double kill for him. Equalizer comes down as well. And now the guys... Oh, triple kill for Richie on that J4. Suna comes out as well. And First Mate is going to get completely demolished here in this team fight. Richie throws out the flag toss, and now First Mate's in tons of trouble. A complete ace for nothing.
Wow.
Go.
For nothing. That is absolutely insane there. What a fantastic engage from Suna that set that one up. He was at the race, went straight on into Esse as a Hobo, the entire team, when they were kind of a little bit too overextended trying for that middle tower. Heavens followed it up with an amazing shockwave. And boom, that was it. A great little rotate there from Richie down from around the blue area. And there we go. 5 for none. A tower as well. Just like that. They're right in the game.
They are back amongst it. She making up for the flag toss. A little bit of a fail earlier. Really picking up his game. A nice Cataclysm. Though it did lock up a few players in that equalizer, it was just not enough damage from First Mate to do a significant amount. But here comes the answer. The guys from SA's Hobo want to push back down onto this turret. It's just a little over half health, and they'll probably be able to get it. There is no ulti for Denian, and they will return that one. So they don't get the ace that time, but they do help out a little bit. It's still the gold lead, though, Go.
Yeah, the gold lead is very, very close. Only about 500 or so gold in it in favour of SA's Hobo. So looks like we've got some big buys coming out there. Actually, BJS finally finishes off that Bloodthirster on Kate, so that's a nice big item. But issue for BJS and the whole of the Wonton Mien guys is that Denian very, very far ahead on that Ashe.
It is, and you can see them now moving towards this top turret for the guys on Wonton Mien. Wonton Mien, sorry, I'm saying it wrong, aren't I? Yeah, they are going to move up towards that top turret, and the top turret eventually falling. And now you can see Richie just aggressively taking away the enemy's jungle, trying to get that more map pressure around as well by pushing down this middle turret, Go.
Yeah, that's right. So we are going to be seeing this middle tower here. which is actually down for both teams, of course. And we actually see Charlie engaged on.
He goes very deep and completely annihilates Charlie at the back now. Sooner coming in as well. Ace in the hole straight onto Denian. It lands. Pick up a kill. Jarvan is unstoppable. Cataclysm doesn't quite lock up Chu. Able to get away with that Spirit Rush. And that was a 2-for-0 trade for the guys on Wonton Mien.
Yeah, wow. And you can really see now that, the sort of game plan for Wonton Mien in all of these team fights. The crescendo comes.
Over the top first mate, and Choo Choo actually flashes away from that one, so nice use of the flash. And Oriana didn't have a shockwave up. Dragon's up in 14 seconds. I'd imagine that Wonton will move on through and take that one as well.
Yeah, that's right. But, like I was saying, you can really see the game plan of Wonton Mien at the moment. Denian on that Ash is just getting focused. We're just seeing Sooner jump onto him. Ace in the hole from BHS. Heavens is trying to unload completely all of his burst onto Denian as well. And Denian's just dropping at the start of these fights, so it doesn't matter how many damage items he has. When he's dropping, when he's dead, obviously he can't do damage in a team fight. So that is some very nice play there. Very nice kind of communication and identification of the main threat at the moment on the SA team that's really winning Wonton Mien some of these fights.
Yeah, very true. And look at that gold lead now in favour of Wonton Mien. They have really come ahead, and you can see the warding as well being even more aggressive, Gogo.
Yeah, that's right. Wonton Mien at the moment, if we take a look at where they've got their wards, a few around the sort of Wraiths area up there where SA is taking the red buff now, and a little bit down in the river. But the real aggressive warding is coming from SA's a Hobo there. They've got that entire red buff warded around the blue, lots there. The dragon as well, that's pinked. So they've definitely got the sort of offensive vision advantage, but not for much longer.
Still a very close game, Gogo. 20 minutes in, only 2k gold lead over there to Wonton, and it could go either way at the moment. The next team fight will be very crucial in deciding how this match will play out, or definitely how long it will go for. I mean, Wonton, if they do pick up another ace like they did before, that could be very bad for the guys over there on SA as a Hobo, and could close this game a lot earlier than expected, as they do push down onto this bottom turret completely unanswered by SA as a Hobo. So they just take away more global gold for them. They now have a firm 2k, almost 3k gold lead at the moment, and that Ash just spotting them out there with a little hawk shot.
Yeah, that's right. So it looks like all of the SA team is grouped up, ready to fight. If we are going to be potentially seeing an engage from Denian with that Enchanted Crystal Arrow. But look at that. Choo-Choo's going in.
Yeah, it does land. Charm straight onto Heavens. A crescendo over the top. Just save them. Just equalizer on top of that. Picks up a kill for Oriana. Really good engage for SA's Hobo. And that's 2 kills for nothing right now. So Heavens being caught out a little bit.
Yeah, that's right there. Heavens very much paid the price for that one, and Semirage didn't even get a chance to use a flash in that engagement either. So not going to be too happy about that one. And this really is a game of sort of SA as a Hobo getting some picks, and then Wonton Mien kind of regrouping, getting back together, communicating with each other well, and winning a team fight, getting a great engage. So it's just so back and forth at the moment. It really is anyone's game, Menace.
Yeah, true. It's very close. Death sentence there, not quite landing on the turret. I don't think they would have followed that up. It would have been very dangerous to engage under that turret, especially with the rest of the guys from Wonton coming down that middle lane to defend. No wards on Baron at the moment, so no real control over that vision at this stage. I dare say that Sona maybe working on the way there, or at least Thresh will be going straight towards that Baron and chucking a ward down.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to be having all of the members of Wonton Mien there. Just kind of splitting up. It looks like Suna's heading up into the top lane just to get a bit of farm. In the meantime, Heavens and Semirage on that Sona in the middle lane, just clearing out a few creeps. Richie as well, doing a very nice job of this Jarvan jungle so far. Unfortunate, of course, that he started off with the game with that kind of failed EQ combo onto Charlie, but the engage just misses.
Yeah, nothing but net there as the Ash Arrow comes down the middle, and that's going to completely throw out SA's plan to go and start a fight. They do not want to engage now that CC is down, unfortunately not picking up anybody. A really long-range arrow is just, it really is a shot in the dark and a lot of luck, and unfortunately didn't pay off for them that time.
Yeah, no, that's right. And, Danny, normally he's been on point with these arrows, and that one wasn't too far off, to be fair to him. Meantime, it looks like we are going to be seeing a Vision Ward drop to Baron there. So Samridge on that Sona. He's getting a little bit of control there. And, we might see the engage.
Yeah, we do see the engaged death sentence now, and Richie is very low. There's a shockwave coming out from heavens, and a huge equalizer over the top on that as well. Zach picks up a kill on the Thresh, and Rumble takes down J4, but Zach picks up a kill on the Esse as well along the back, and this is currently a 2-for-2 trade. Rumble falls to Orianna very quickly. Denian could be in big trouble here. Ace in the hole. Is it going to be enough? Oh, the barrier comes down at the last second, and Caitlyn picks up the kill on him, and now there's nothing but Choo-Choo's left to defend this tower. A 4-for-1 trade go-go.
Look at that. It's so crazy how we're actually seeing the dive.
Very deep. Yeah, it goes in huge. Wants to get that ace. Wants to hear that Asu come out.
Yeah, he's very keen for that one. I tell you what, Suna going absolutely ham, but end of the day, when it's all said and done, that was a 1-for-4 trade in favour of Wonton Mien. It's just amazing how well they're doing in these team fights. And, Esse as a Hobo, we saw a kind of pretty decent equaliser out. It's a nice follow-up there from the rest of them. But the fact is, their team, it is more built around getting those picks. It's more built around, engaging someone with the Ash Arrow, picking them off instantly, and then later on sort of winning the ensuing 4v5. But Wonton, when they're getting their act together like they are now, they're not letting that happen, and they're just straight up engaging and straight up winning these fights.
They are, and it's given them that gold lead right now that you see on your screens, and especially the tower lead. So a lot of map control in favour of Wonton. Their dragon will be up in 7 seconds as you see them getting ready to go down there. Look at all the ward coverage though from the guys on Esse. There is now an Oracle's Elixir on Semi, but Richie goes down nice and early. Oh, and a taunt straight on to Sona, completely annihilates her from the map, and that might be a dragon forfeit for the guys on Wonton. No, they decide to keep going. It's going to be a 4v5 fight. It's very dangerous right now. And blue team pick up the dragon there. Wonton takes it down. Richie doesn't land any of the EQ. And Suna being flayed away. Let's bounce over the back. An equalizer on top of that as well. Denian actually gets shockwave in the back, not being able to do much damage. Who's going to die first? Esse falling so low here. One more hit. Richie picks up the kill onto him. Suna now going back in there with an elastic slingshot. Ari just taking that one away. J4 is also... J4's completely dead. Sorry, Denian taking a ton of damage right now. Wow, one more auto attack is going to do it. Ace in the hole. Who's it going to clean up first, mate? Now falling very low. Will they go back in here? This is a 1-for-1 trade so far. And look at all these flashing health bars go.
Wow, that was an absolutely insane fight there. And I've got to say, Charlie 101, he saved that from being even worse for Esse as a Hobo there. When Suna went in to engage, Charlie got that flay out, and I think it actually stopped Zach's elastic slingshot, and then it also stopped the Let's Bounce as well from reaching the main body of Esse as a Hobo as a team. So that definitely was a bit of a clutch play there, but it's all said and done. I think we did have was it a 1-for-2?
1-for-1 trade as well. Dragon going over towards Wonton.
Yeah, that's a pretty big trade. So in the meantime, we are going to be seeing Esse taking out that red buff there for himself. And on this jungle Elise, just to touch on his build, he's gone for the sort of tanky jungle Elise build, which personally I'm not as much of a fan of, just because, if you want a tanky jungle, there are quite a few other options apart from Elise. I really feel as though the Elise jungle shines when you go something like that, Sork Shoes into Haunting Guys, then into, Sunfire or something like that build.
Yeah, I do agree, and the amount of damaging spells that she has really does come through when you build like that. He has gone very tanky, can be the front line and able to dish out the CC. There's still a bit of a little bit of AP there and a bit of damage coming out from him and all of his spiderlings as well. But looks like the guys from Esse's Hobo just clearing out the vision around Baron. maybe want to sit in the brush and bait this one out. You can see, oh, this is going to be another team fight right here. There's an Ash Arrow straight onto Heavens. Heavens trying to escape that one. A Cataclysm over the top locks up Denian as well as Choo Choo. There's an Equalizer over the back on top of all 3 members of the guys from Wonton, and Zach picks up a kill on Ash. Another one on Elise, ace in the hole, straight out for Choo Choo's, and you can see he's falling very low. Charlie on the back foot. There is a nice charm from Choo Choo's. Richie waiting for that EQ combo straight onto Charlie. Wants to continue fighting this one. Sooner also very aggressive now. He's going to flash over the wall, and he does. And that is going to be a nice turret for the guys on Wonton.
Yeah, it is. So not only a turret, I think they're probably even going to be able to get this inhibitor as well.
Yep.
3 members are down from Esse as a Hobo, so they're not going to be able to defend this one. Home guards are up on Choo Choo's, but looks like the Wonton Mien crew are going to back out after that successful team fight. And you know, this game, it's been sort of very similar throughout each sort of, I know, cycle of maybe about 6 minutes or so, where, you know, Esse as a Hobo, they get a pick. Then we see Wonton Mien win, you know, an entire team fight, just completely body the other team, and it's just been a bit of a rinse and repeat scenario.
It has been, and it's working to great effect here. Go. You can see the goal lead now stretching up to 7.7k, and 5-2 towers, 18-12 kills in favor of Wonton Mien. It's just continuous rinse and repeat of the reset. Wait till our cooldowns are back. Wait till we get a good opportunity and then engage, and it's working out immensely for them. Even though that Heavens is being focused quite heavily, you can see Richie really targeting our Denian, who has no escape from a Cataclysm unless his flash is up. Unfortunately, last team fight, flash was not up for Denian. He could not get out of that Cataclysm. I'm not sure why it was used, but yeah, it was really detrimental to their team fighting composition. And Ari even being locked up kind of really put her in an awkward position for that team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a great Cataclysm, I should say, from Richie there. But it looks like we might be seeing something like a bit of a Baron bait here from Semirich and the crew over at Wonton Mien. But, you know, just take a look at the items now. I like what Soon's gone for. Gone for that Sunfire Cape, a little bit of magic penetration with our Haunting guys as well. And he is a very big Zac at the moment, so might even be looked to engage.
Well, there's the engage, waiting for the ulti from Orianna. Still has the shield on top of him. Shockwave, the command protect. But their Semi-Rage gets taunted from Choo Choo's and takes a heap of damage over the top. There's the Cataclysm, yells out Demacia. Oh, the huge shockwave from Heavens though at the back. Esse is in big trouble here, trying to take out as much in the back line as possible. Choo Choo's gets annihilated, and Ari picks up the kill on the Caitlyn, but it's not going to be enough. That is a 4-for-1 trade. Good work, and that's the GGs I think are coming out right now.
Yep, there we are. Surrender coming out. That will be Esse as a Hobo going down to Wonton Mien in Game 1 of this best of 3.
Yeah, that was awesome. Best of 3. Make sure you stick around, guys. Wonton versus the guys from Esse as Hobo. We'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back to the grand final for the ACL Sydney qualifying event between Wonton Mien and Esse is Hobo. My name is Menace. I'm part of Team Down TV. Joining me once again is GoGo Gadget.
Yeah, good to be here, of course, Menace, and good to be getting into this game 2 here of the grand final of the ACL League of Legends Online Round 3. So, of course, first game, for those of you that may just be joining us, we saw a very close game, I think it's safe to say, but in the end, Wonton Mien ended up taking it, and that, of course, means that they are 1-0 up in this best-of-3 series. So, now it's up to Esse as a Hobo to, really up their game a little bit, make sure that they've got that communication up to the level that we've seen it at previously today in order to beat this top-tier team.
Yeah, the bans and picks are coming out now, GoGo. Over for the guys on Esse as Hobo, bound out Zach, Cassidy and Oriana. For Wonton Mien, they've taken down the Vayne, Zyra and Elise. So, not really wanting to give Oriana back to Heavens this time, GoGo. And Shen being hovered over as well for the possible top lane of the guys on Wonton.
Yeah, and I would really like that Shen if they do decide to lock it in. And looks like, yes, of course, that will be. But yeah, I really like those bans as well coming out of Esse as a Hobo. They recognised last game. They've said to each other, look, we cannot have that, Zoriana, that Zac and Oriana combination again. That was just too strong, and that was what started turning the game around. You know, when Esse was a Hobo was maybe about 4k gold or something like that ahead in the middle lane, pushing down that tower. That was when, Zac, played by, I think it was Suna, jumped in there. Heavens followed it up with a shockwave on Oriana, and boom, just like that. That's how the game turned. And in all of those team fights, that was the devastating combo. So I like those bans. In the meantime, the next 2 picks are out for Esse as a Hobo. They're going to go with Nocturne and Ashe.
Yeah, Zed making it through as well. They're completely free from bans and first pick straight away. A powerhouse for their mid lane, and looks like Heavens wants to crack it out. Yeah, Nocturne on Esse. We did see some Nocturne early on, and it was to great success. Ashe as well, once again for Denny, and down in that bottom lane. Over there for the guys on Esse's Wonton. They are hovering over Ezreal, and they've locked in Ezreal as well as J4 again. So Richie playing that J4. He did a good job last game, despite a few mishaps. In the end, turned it around and played a corking match of League of Legends.
Yeah, that's right. So it is indeed going to be, like you said, the J4, and that Ezreal looked in for BJS, and we've seen BJS or Jess, however you want to say it, play Ezreal earlier today for Wonton Mien, of course, and he has been very impactful on his Ez. I really like his builds. He does tend to go the sort of Mana Mune into the Triforce build, which of course you followed up with the last Whisper, and that is the sort of maximum poke build on Ezreal at the moment. So, taking a look at the rest of their team, they can definitely poke, they can definitely engage with that Jarvan, as it looks like we may have a bit of a lobby issue at the moment. Hopefully we'll be getting right back into it as soon as possible.
Yeah, it won't be long, guys. We're going to play a bit of music while we get this sorted, and we'll be right back joining you soon for the grand final for the ACL Sydney qualifiers. All right, guys, welcome back, and thank you for sticking through that little problem we had there. This is game 2 of the ACL qualifying event in between Wonton and Esse. Is a Hobo. Wonton there being on the purple/red side, and Esse is a Hobo being on the blue side this time. Picks and bans are coming out. We're just catching up exactly where we left off before. My name is Menace, and again, I am joined by GoGo Gadget.
Yes, great to be here, of course, Menace, and we are indeed right where we left off at the picks and bans. So now it is Esse's Hobo's turn to take out the next 2 and last 2 picks of their team. They still need to get a not a jungle, but a top laner and a support for their side. So if you take a look at what's on the board, Thresh is still up. They could give that one to Charlie again, although it looks like they might opt for Ashe. So a little bit more of a defensive lane, but I think it should work against Esse.
Yeah, Lulu being picked up for Choo Choos. Now, the mid lane, I'm not sure. I think, yeah, Lulu and Denian will be down bot on that Ashe. I have a Vladimir being played by First Mate up in that top lane, and there will be, Charlie 101, I think, in the mid lane there. Oh, sorry, no, that won't be the other way. It'll be Choo Choos on the Z in the mid lane. Over there for the guys on Wonton, they have finally locked in their last pick, and it's going to be Heavens playing that Anivia GoGo.
Yeah, that's right. Very excited to see that Heavens Anivia, of course. You know, today, throughout the tournament, we've seen him mostly actually stick to that Orianna. But, you know, it should be good to see him play that Anivia. I'm sure he's very confident in that one as well. But, you know, if we take a look at what Anivia actually brings to the table is lots of wave clear, especially later on once Anivia builds up that mana pool. And, you know, just taking a look at the, you know, entire big picture of both of the teams, what they're both designed to do. Esse as a Hobo, they're going with their tried and true strategy. That is, pick off someone, anyone that the Ashe arrow from Denian hits. They can follow that up with you know, a lot of burst from Zed, from Vladimir, from Nocturne as well, and then kind of win the ensuing 4v5 team fight. So I really like their team comp. On the other hand, though, Menace, the Wonton guys, they've got a little bit more of a kind of sort of global split pushy whilst defender towersy sort of comp there, if you can call it that. But, not quite the most succinct abbreviation for their, you know, style of play. But the point is they'll be able to send Shen split pushing while Anivia defends a tower.
Yeah, you're right. It's and they've got a lot of AoE CC in there as well. Don't forget how much Anivia brings to the table with the wall as well as her ultimate, and it also does wave clear. You can even just segregate people from entire team fights with that ultimate. People do not want to walk in it, take a heap of damage in the meantime. And on top of that ultimate, you've got J4 with his Cataclysm and Sona with that Crescendo being able to lock people up. Heavens is going to do tons of damage. I really like the team fight composition that they have over there on Wonton. But that being said, over there for the guys on Esse's Hobo, they've, as you said, adjusted their strat just a little bit. They're keeping Denian on that Ashe. They are happy with the way Ashe works, but they want to give her something that really protects Denian on that Ashe, because in the previous game, he really did get targeted hard, GoGo. Taken out of that team fight really early on, and now they've gone, right, we're going to get Lulu in there, get the ultimate down straight onto Ashe, give her that protection that she needs, use the shields and everything to their advantage. So the peel that Lulu will bring is going to be really good, and I like that composition they have there, as well as the immense amount of slows on actually all 4 of those champions.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll have to you know, wait and see how they put them into effect this game. But in the meantime, I'm actually going to take a quick look at Heaven's runes and masteries for this game. So he's actually got the rune page that he's using called Surprise. And wow, look at that. He's actually got, are they hybrid? Yes, they are hybrid penetration marks. So 8.1 armor pen with the help of his reds there, 15 AP in quints, and kind of standard defensive seals and glyphs. In the meantime, on those masteries, standard 21-9 setup. But I'm very interested in that, actually. What that means is that he really wants to put as much pressure as possible onto Choo Choo's Z in the middle lane as early on as possible, basically. So from level 1, we're going to be seeing a nice aggressive Heavens playing that bird, you know, getting as many auto attacks onto Choo Choo's as he can to, you know, try and give him an edge early on in that lane.
Yeah, that's for sure. And this bottom lane, Ezreal, Sona, pretty standard, really pokey team composition. and it's going to be really well matched against Lulu and Ashe. They also both bring a lot to the team comp, to the laning phase, and they might have a bit of a tough time early on. Look at the difference in junglers here, Gogo. You've got a really early game J4 versus a mid-game sort of SA on Nocturne. Has to wait to level 6 before he can really do anything effective.
Yeah, that's right. So you're gonna have to wait and see whether SA does decide to stick it, kind of keep it in the jungle and stick there for the early part of the game until he hits 6. Of course, we've seen it previously, with that great counter jungle specifically against Frenetic Array, when he really kept BMA on that jungle Amumu down in the second game, or even the first game, I should say, of that series. That was very, very painful to watch as BMA just struggled in that one. Of course, Richie on that Jarvan, a little bit more of a stronger duelist than someone like Amumu. However, I'm sure that SA will definitely keep up the aggression which we've been seeing him use, and we've seen work so well throughout the tournament today. So for now, though, it looks like we're going to be having the game getting underway.
Oh, my mic was muted. Maybe that's why you can't hear me. Sorry about that. Yeah, so level 1 Go-Go, you think that maybe they will... the guys, I think, over there, Wonton may invade. They have a bit more invade potential. Actually, both of them are pretty poor, really early CC champions for both sides. But if anyone was to invade, I would say it might even be Wonton. But I think it's going to be very standard Go-Go.
Yeah, that's right. Wonton, if we take a look at their team, they do have that AoE CC of the taunt from Shen, played by Asuna this game. They got the Flash Frost coming out of Anivia potentially, that poke from Ezreal's Mystic Shot. They definitely do have a great level 1, although on the other hand, if they take a look at what SA's Hobo has to offer for level 1, they've got Ashe. Ashe is fantastic on level 1, as is Lulu. Lots of AoE, lots of utility on level 1, and Vladimir as well. If he does decide to level up, that pool level 1 can be very hard to deal with. So I think I'd agree with you there, Menace. We're probably not going to be seeing any forced engages level 1, any 5v5s if these teams can help it. But we're into the game now. Game 2 of the grand final here at the ACL League of Legends online round 3 qualifiers. So stay tuned. We are just getting this pause happening though.
What kind of online tournament would it be without a pause, Go-Go?
Exactly. It's an Australian, or an Oceanic, I should say, tradition. So
pause for the children.
That's right. And there we are, getting back underway.
We are back underway. Vladimir picks himself up a rejuve B, got a sight ward as well, probably going to take a health pot in there. Shen taking away the Doran shield as well as a health potion, so no vision for him up in this top lane. And actually, there will be no vision at all for him in the top half of the jungle. Pretty happy to farm it up with Shen, having his escapes as well. And look, J4 sitting there in that middle brush right now. Choo-Choo's throws out a few of his own Razor Shurikens, but doesn't quite land on the Richie. Maybe he knows that Richie was there, saw him poking on through. Just a really good guess. You see BJ sitting in the Dragon Pit.
Yeah, interesting. They're looking to potentially throw a few Mystic Shots over the wall there to see if Charlie 101 or Choo-Choo's were in that bush there. But not going to happen. And this Anivia skin, that looks absolutely awesome. The Black Frost Anivia, heavens, they're just very distracting with that one. But in the meantime, we are going to be seeing Suna up there in the top lane. Shen just kind of sitting in that brush, looking for any sort of northern invades that might have come out of the SA's Hobo crew.
Yeah, that's it. And as we said, no really aggressive starts. So everybody's sitting around their buffs. Shen just chilling out in this top brush. And SA going to go straight to his red. He's now about 15 seconds before we do see the spawns of the buffs. And pretty standard start for this game. No real aggression, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right. So we are going to be seeing Samarage there on that Sona, just playing a bit of a chord. And looks like, Heavens and crew are going to be helping Richie to start this blue buff, helping get that one in the meantime. SA, I should say, starting on that red buff on the Nocturne. We are going to be seeing a standard lane setup. No level 1 shenanigans, like we said, Menace. Touching on the summoner spells, just quickly, I like what Charlie 101's continued to pick up in this bottom lane throughout, most of these games, and that is the ignite over the exhaust. It's really been helping, particularly in the laning phase when they do need to get those, early kills happening.
Yeah, that's right. It's really just helped that bit of extra damage that they can dish out. One thing I've been meaning to ask you, Gogo, is how does that match up mid lane? Zed versus Anivia. Now, Anivia can sit back quite a bit and CS it up, as he does land a stun on the Choo-Choos. But how do you feel about that matchup?
Yeah, that matchup, we'll have to have a look how it plays out. It is, somewhat a skill-based matchup, but of course, Heavens, like we've said, running those hybrid penetration marks means that he really wants to get as much damage down onto Choo-Choos as possible early on, and like we can see him doing there, he's not wasting a single auto attack, putting as much pressure on as possible.
He does, and a very passive start from both teams right now. J4 even going through taking his golems after doing red, so not looking to use that early map pressure and wanting to keep up with the farm that Nocturne will be doing, completely clearing out his jungle, then possibly looking to gank and catch up a bit of experience that way. But J4 takes his rates, moves on through to his wolves, and yeah, he's following pretty much the same sort of path that Esse is, but Esse now walking towards his bottom lane, wants to come through and get a nice lane gank off. It decides against it though.
Yeah, that's right. And in the meantime, down in the bottom lane, we did see a bit of a trade happening between Danny and Charlie and Semirage and BJS, but this wave is pushed up to the tower now. Of course, Ezreal, a lot more forgiving to last hitter under the tower than Ashe. As I say that though, misses a cannon.
There you go. And here comes J4 coming through the tri-brush at the back.
Ooh.
Not going to walk around the ward. And you can see now the aggressive stance from BJS. Look how far forward. They've got to know that there's something coming. And there it is. J4 coming across the top. Does get whimsied on top. Denny and take a ton of damage. Gets knocked up. The barrier's not going to be enough. First blood for BJS.
Wow, great bit of play there from Richard. I loved how he stayed and waited to get that EQ combo until he'd already placed the slow onto Denny, and from then on it was curtains for him. So first blood on Ezreal, that's a good start here for the Wonton, for the Wonton guys. So just gonna have to see how they use it. Of course, Ezreal could be looking to go back and turn that into something like a Sheen. Of course, an early Tears definitely on the cards as well. We know that BGS does like that Wonton Mien build as well.
Oh, Heavens trading very hard with Choo-Choos here. Both of them falling quite low. Just a little bit under half health now, returning that back up. But, yeah, like the Zed can burst down Anivia quite quickly. She has the egg, obviously, to keep her alive. And you can see now, though, top lane, Suna gets a taunt straight onto First Mate. He's falling very low. And the Ignite, there is the pool from First Mate. He flashes over the top. Will Richie be able to get the kill? Ooh, he flashes back in, picks up the kill anyway.
Oh, wow. That was an amazing bit of play there from from First Mate, managing to pick up Suna in that one. I tell you what, that I did not expect that to happen at all, but those clutch reactions really paying off for him. And that's going to mean, something which wasn't looking too good for First Mate. Of course, the death actually turns into a kill for him, and Suna didn't actually pick up the kill either.
Yeah, so we'll help him in lane, but J4 getting one of a kill as well as the assist down in bottom lane, keeping him a little bit ahead of Esse at the moment. But Esse is quite happy to sit back, farm up that bottom lane, maybe answer a gank if he's around in the area. But yeah, like I said, waiting to get that level 6. Let's have a quick look. He is halfway to level 6 from level 5, so it won't be long before we do see some paranoia ganks coming out from him.
Yeah, that's right. So they're going back, getting that first buy coming out. It is going to be a Spirit Stone, probably boots as well. Yes, there we are. And a few little potions for the jungle. And it's good to see Daniel and Charlie actually getting very aggressive.
Yeah, Semi-Rage gets ignited from Lulu, and Zed is at the back. He is level 6, does throw the ultimate down. He's just going to walk away. That's an easy kill for Choo-Choos.
Easy peasy. Look at that that swagger as he walks past the tower. They're just, knowing that Semi-Rage is going to die. And boom, that was easy peasy for him. He's going to actually going to be going back, picking up a Bilgewater Cutlass, boots, and a few pots as well. So well on the way to his Blade of the Ruined King, if he does decide to go for that one early on.
Heavens now has got himself that tear gun to stack it up as quickly as possible, throwing down the Glacial Storm, clearing waves, coming back, picking up blue now, J4 going to hand that one over to him. Now, up in top lane, First Mate has gone very aggressive and picked up Sork Boots.
Yeah, interesting. Aggressive start here. Typically, we see Vladimir's, opting for the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith. Of course, that spell vamp jungle-focused item. But, First Mate, obviously, with that early kill, really looking to keep the pressure up. And, going for that Sork Shoes.
Yeah, maybe to try and negate the damage that Negatron, damage the Negatron cloak will keep away from Shen. Going for those Sork Boots, getting that extra magic penetration, really going to help him. And as you can see, he's trading quite well up in this top lane. First Mate continuously harassing down onto Shen. But this is just going to be a big farm fest, I think, for a little while, Gogo.
Yeah, I think so. And, First Mate, now that he's sort of overcome that early game hurdle that Vlad kind of really struggles until around about the level 7 in lane for sustain. Now that he's level 7 and continuing on a bit once that transfusion hits rank 5 as well, he's going to really be putting pressure onto Suna like we can see here. And that Sork Shoes is just a great way for him to facilitate that. Although we've actually got a gank coming in from Richie.
He does walk through a wood, so First Mate knows that he is there, decides to run straight back towards his turret, letting him know he's around, but Richie just trying to keep the pressure on. Now First Mate is sticking in lane. There's the warning ping from the rest of his teammates saying, just get out. I know you're Vladimir, you could probably survive it, but just in case you do get a taunt put down on you, you better play it safe.
Yeah, that's right. So for now, just taking a look down into the bottom lane, it looks like, Choo Choo's on their side, not stopping off with his roaming at all. This 9-minute stage of the game. He's already been down bot once. And look at that. BJS and Semirage playing that one so cautious. They'd lost vision of Choo Choo's. He could, of course, been there as we see the gank in the mid lane.
Yeah, Paranoia onto Heavens. Will go into egg form. That's going to be an easy kill for Choo Choo's. But here comes Richie over the top. Shen ultimate actually straight on top of the egg. Will it be enough to keep alive? No, it will not. Cataclysm straight down onto Zed as well. And Esse walks away from that one. So a trade, a mid laner for a mid laner. And I believe it was Nocturne that picked up the kill.
Yeah, both junglers that picked up the kill on either side. I think an extra assist went over to the Esse as a Hobo guys, so slightly happy with that. But nonetheless, looks like Esse is going to be going back into the jungle now. He's really been doing work on this Nocturne in all of the games that he's picked him, and this game is no exception. As we see an ulti down the bot lane.
Yeah, crescendo into Arcane Barrage from BJS. There's an ulti from Lulu, keeping him alive. There's that protection that Lulu brings to the lane, and they're able to survive that one.
Yeah, wow, that was such a crazy engagement there. Semirage with that clutch exhaust meant that Dendian couldn't put the damage that he needed to down onto BGS, and BGS at the moment looking pretty healthy, and he's going for that early Triforce. So with that phage, he was pretty much safe in that engagement. So he's going to be potentially backing off now as well.
Yeah, maybe not. Just going to sit in
maybe
lane,
not.
wait for them to push the creeps up again and just try and farm a bit further. He probably wants to wait a little bit longer so he can afford maybe
a Sheen
or the Sheen.
Yep. I'd say so. So he's only got about 1,100 gold in the bank at the moment. Sheen, of course, being 12 or so. But in the meantime, actually, Richie might meet Choo Choo's in the river.
He doesn't quite land the knock-up with the flag toss again. Being too close, so...
He just gets scared from time to time, I feel. We saw last game him absolutely beasting it up and, getting the triple kills in the team fights, going absolutely crazy. But when someone walks into a bush, man, that's tough stuff.
A misclick. It happens all the time. It's fine. And, back in this bottom lane, Ezreal's still sticking around and hasn't gone back. What's he on? Yeah, 1,500 gold. Won't be long before he goes back and buys that Sheen. But... still very passive game. 3 and 3 kills, so even right now for both teams. A little bit of a gold advantage for the guys on Esse's Hobo,
yeah.
But it's not really much at all.
It's still a very even game at the moment. The Asho is actually heading mid lane, doesn't hit. Maybe top lane.
Quite hit.
Doesn't hit.
Richie comes in, misses the knock up onto First Mate. You see that arrow just whiz past and taunt from First Mate there.
Yeah, bit of a shame there, but it's going to end up in not much as we see the engage.
The engage onto Heavens. He's under that turret, but Choo Choo's is not going to survive. They trade once again 1 for 1. Both of them using Ignite. and no passive available for Anivia. But Richie now in trouble, does get feared from SA, and they're going to be trading back and forth between them. And yeah, no real big action happening here, Gogo.
No, that's right. But, so you say that the first mate actually takes the first tower of the game, that outer top tower, and he's really putting the pressure, or keeping the pressure, I should say, onto Suna up in that top lane there. Suna not having a fun time at all laning against first mate, just cannot beat that sustain, and that's actually a really, really good sign for Esse as a Hobo there, because it means that they pretty much got the control of that top lane. So it's going to be very hard to do for Suna to do what he wants to do, and that is split push, push out that lane, then maybe ult into a team fight to help the rest of his team get an objective down near the dragon, an area like that. So he's going to back off.
Crescendo now up for Semirage on the Sonar, maybe looking to engage. You can see how defensive both Charlie and Denian are playing down here in this bottom lane, and it's just going to take a matter of a flash. Crescendo could possibly end the life. Wild Growth though is up on Lulu as well, and Ping's coming out for Dragon at the moment. They want to maybe move around and get themselves a Dragon. I think that's the guys from SA's Hobo. As you see Nocturne coming through the lane, waiting for a lane gank maybe, or this could be the engage that they're waiting for. Semirage is really up in their grill. Charlie now dishing out the damage. There's an Asher on a Semirage. There's an ulti Paranoia over the top, as well as the Wild Growth. SA is very tanky with that Wild Growth, decides not to go in and picks up a kill. Ash taking down that Sonar.
Yeah, great gank from Esse there, and a great ultimate there from Denny and Enchantrel Crystal Arrow. Really setting up that kill. Looks like they are going to be attempting this Dragon. Oh, actually, the Heaven's coming in, trying to look for a kill on Charlie.
He almost does it, and Ezreal actually takes it down. Choo Choo's in a bit of trouble. Jukes away, but it's not going to be enough. Will it be? Oh, barrier there from BJS, and Nocturne takes down the Dragon and a double kill for Anivia. Sorry, for Ezreal. So not really a great trade there. Look at this top lane though. First mate just continuously pushing.
Well, yeah, first mate, he's going to be potentially looking to get this tower down now as well. So, losing the Dragon, getting 3 kills, but maybe losing a top tower. This is, very kind of seesawy, I want to say, trades for the Wonton, guys at the moment. And they actually are probably going to be able to take this middle tower. So I think when that's all said and done, it's worth it for them.
It is, and Nivea still sticking around this mid lane, wants to continuously push. Still no Sunfire Cape though on Suna, so he doesn't have that pushing potential that you have with the AoE damage from Sunfire Cape. It's really putting behind, picking up that Spectre's Cow, so he really needed that for his lane sustain though, Gogo.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see now first mate already on 124 CS. If we compare that to Suna's 81, really, not only out of his comfort zone, but he's a little bit behind on this Shen. Of course, laning up against a Vlad. Vlad just has that sustain, which, Suna on that kind of defensive orientated Shen can't break through. And in the meantime, Danny actually taking another turret down. That's going to increase the gold lead for Esse as a Hobo there to about 2.4k. And they're looking in a pretty good position for this game. But, looking over on the Wonton Mien side, BJS on that Ezreal has the Triforce, has 126 CS, has 3 kills as well. So, this still is anyone's game, Menace.
Oh, here comes Richie, a taunt straight onto first mate now. G coming around the back. Will he be able to land the knock up? The pool is available for first mate. He's trying to get the slow off, and I think that they just decide to leave that one. Ghost popped from Vladimir in the middle lane now, though. A little bit of action. A lot of members of Wonton, actually SA is Hobo in this mid lane, trying to put down the pressure. And wow, look at that damage from Choo Choo straight onto Semirage.
Wow, that was a lot of damage going down right there. But looks like they are really going to be trying to focus down this tower. But here we are. We've got the Anivia pick coming into its own at the moment. Seems to be Heavens is really favouring that Morella Nomicon. This game, it's a pretty decent pickup for him, of course, because of first mate. But the issue for him is that first mate not really going to be kind of around the middle lane when Heavens is defending it, at least at this early stage of the game. So still yet to really be convinced by that pickup this early on, Menace.
Yeah, unless first mate transitions down, which I doubt that he will. He's just going to take golems, continue on, wait for the wave to push, and then repeat taking away the jungle. And Daniel now falling very low. There's the wild growth being burned. That's a good start for them. Ultimate from Ezreal across the top, and first mate is looking to maybe come down and transition through. Possibly not. But yeah, that was a good pick for the guys on Wonton.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonton, they're going to be pretty happy with that one. So 7-5 in the scoreboard at the moment. That's 17 minutes in as well. But BJS is in trouble.
Yeah, BJS is in huge trouble. A nice crescendo. He did get ulti from Zed. It's going to be enough. He's going to get away. A nice exhaust onto Esse. Ignite ticking down onto him. There's a Shen ultimate at the back from Heavens. Heavens still has got that egg. Wow, no one has died yet. I can't believe it. Everybody's so close right now. Will it be enough? Suna is there. Suna picks up a kill onto Ash. And now he's looking to get a little bit more. In comes Richie going very aggressive. Doesn't quite land the EQ combo. Choo Choo's now in a bit of trouble. There's a speed boost from Charlie. And unfortunately not going to be able to pick up anymore. There's a stun as well onto Heavens. Heavens has got no mana. He's very squishy. There's the knock up that Richie's been looking for. Choo Choo's completely annihilated there.
Look at that, and just with a couple of nice picks, some nice play there, nice communication as well. You could tell in the Wonton Mien crew, they pick up a few picks and bridge the gold gap a little bit. So now it's only about 2k gold behind. Heavens picks up the blue buff. He's actually stacking up that tier as well. And of course, tier on Anivia, almost a core item, I think it's safe to say. And he's just going to be heading with that blue buff into the middle lane just to clear out a few of these creeps. But yeah, in that fight, it just was a little bit sloppy from Esse's a Hobo there. You know, they had Daniel who kind of got caught out with the taunt, tried to pop the barrier, wasn't enough to save him, and you know, just didn't have the feel for it that fight, I feel.
Yeah, Denian did get exploded quite quickly because they did force out that wild growth earlier on, Gogo, and it was quite detrimental. And I said it before that they're really targeting Denian on this.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
Because he does huge amounts of damage and is playing quite well. So I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing for Denian.
Yeah, no, that's right there, and you know he's been the target of lots of bans throughout the course of this tournament. He's definitely a power member on his team there. Says Hobo. Oh, look at the mid lane.
Oh wow, and an Ash arrow over the top of that, as well as a wild growth knock-up. Kind of not needed there, but Heavens out of position, gets completely destroyed.
Wow, yeah, absolutely, and this just shows. It says a Hobo, they're the team that likes to do this sort of pick and then maybe try and get an objective play, and they've been doing it all throughout their game so far, and it's been working for them like it is there. But the issue for them is, can they turn that pick into an objective right now? The dragon is coming up in 5 seconds, so yeah, I think they can. But in the meantime, up in the top lane,
J4 going to try his best to take out First Mate. First Mate pops the ghost and just runs away.
Easy peasy, and that's the beauty of having Ghost and Flash on that split pushing Vlad. So hard to pin him down because between all of those, between the sustain. Oh no!
There's a pick on a semi-rage. He will go down quickly. A crescendo burnt as well. Surely is no need for the crescendo there. There's no way he's going to get out. He didn't have Flash. No real escapes on Sona. The crescendo didn't lock up enough people and completely destroyed. And now once again Wonton on the back foot.
Yeah, that's right. And Wonton, we've seen them come back from it before, but the question is, are they able to do that with their team this game? Of course, last game they had the perfect team for, setting up those massive team fight wins with all of their AoEs. Charlie's caught out.
Charlie is caught out. Richie EQ combo over the wall in his own jungle. He's really by himself, although Choo Choo's is there too. That could be really devastating for him. Heavens, huge amounts of burst there. It just takes him down. So a good little pick for the guys on Wonton.
Yeah, that's right there. So for now, I was on Wonton Mien. Can be pretty happy with that one. Heavens just clearing out the wave and really continuing to stack that tier. I think Heavens has a bit of gold in the bank. Yes, he does. 1.9k there. So saving up for that next major item. And in fact, we've got Ezreal as well. BJS on that is saving up about 1.2k gold as well. So
very deep. BJS gets ulti from Shen over the back. Stand United. Is it going to be enough shutdown for Choo Choo's? But Choo Choo's gets taunt under turret. Ignite as well. Ticking onto him. He's really deep. Gets destroyed. Is that going to be actually worth it? There was a lot of gold. Shutdown gold transferred over. So maybe it is go-go.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll have to wait and see what he does decide to buy with that one. But it looks like he's gone for the Brutalizer. Potentially something like a Last Whisper next. on Choo Choo's. And, although he's been getting these picks, he's really been kind of going one for one, if not worse, in all of these trades. So, not having the best of games on Zed. Of course, part of that does come from all of that pressure that Heavens put on him, in the laning phase early on. But for now, it looks like Heavens is actually going to, buy the Archangel Staff straight from the tier there. So that's a big buy for Heavens.
It is a little while before it's off the Seraph's Embrace. The tier is only 400 out of 750 stacks, so a long way off before you get that extra bit of shield. And I'd imagine that's a lot of protection for Heavens, who does kind of get targeted pretty hard by Esse Hobo. So Lulu now just chilling out in this top lane, walking through lots of wards actually, and they will not catch him. He's just little Lulu, poking around, throwing down the wards.
Yeah, no, that's right there. And it's good to see all of this pressure coming out of Esse Hobo at the moment. I mean, look, we can see that Choo Choo's is down in the bottom lane, split pushing out. We've got First Mate on this Vlad up there, pushing against Sooner. In the meantime, they're not relenting in the middle lane either. So this is a very, tense, hard situation for Wonton to deal with at the moment. And I don't know, are they going to be able to? Is Heavens kind of strong enough at the moment to defend that middle lane whilst the rest of his lanes survive as well? Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, he's proving to do it quite easily at the moment, but it won't take long before, the guys from SA come through and start cleaning up. There's the engage again from Denian. A flash, arcane shift over the top as well. Denian's flashes across from the crescendo. And look, there is that zoning potential from Heaven's ulti, keeping them out. Stand United over the top, and EQ right into the middle of it, picks up a kill onto Ashe. Now this is looking really good for Wonton. In comes First Mate though, throws down the ultimate. A taunt from Suna is really good. He is actually in a bit of trouble, and that is a 1-for-0 trade so far for the guys on Wonton. They want to keep chasing this one down. Go. Will it happen? Choo Choo's being chased down towards his red buff. Not going to happen. And yeah, that's a 1-for-0 trade. Good work from Wonton.
Yeah, fantastic work from Wonton then. I love the re-engage from Richie. As soon as he got kind of depolymorphed, he just went straight back on, knocked up Denian, and that let his team pick up that kill. So it looks like they're going to transfer that advantage into a tower, and oh no, they've caught them out.
Oh, that was a nice wall, a nice spell shield as well from Nocturne to stop that stun. Tomate gets taunted. He's going to flash over the wall. That's going to be a turret. Zed is still in that bottom lane though, pushing out heaps of minions onto that second tier turret, and now Heavens is in big trouble. These guys want to continue chasing. Heavens, does he have that egg up? It is not up, and it's going to be Charlie picking up the kill onto him.
Oh, the Lulu plays there coming out of Charlie. Amazing bit of play there, flashing over the wall into the EQ to secure that one. In the meantime, actually, the guys on the Wonton Mien side lost a top second tier tower there, and it looks like we're actually going to have a Baron started here by Esse, but they stopped.
Probably a good idea just right now. That'd be really bad idea if they do that. There is Ashe arrow straight into Richie. EQ combos away, so no longer having that one available for him. Weren't able to back it up with the burst damage that you would expect. So they just gonna head back now, throwing out the wards as best as possible. Lots of vision control coming out from Charlie though. Go.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie's been playing a very good Lulu this game, I have to say. Getting those knockups when he needs to, and really making the plays happen. He's very good at using that wild growth offensively as well, which is really what separates some of the kind of good Lulu players from the great ones. So definitely doing work there. And like you said, with the vision control, if we press V to take a look at all of the vision they have, they've got lots of the opposing jungle, lots of the Wonton jungle, if you will, covered up with wards. And I think Charlie might even be looking to get a few more down as well.
Yep, both of these supports having the Oracle's Elixir, clearing out as much vision as possible. And now both these teams kind of playing passive. There goes a nice and easy dragon for the guys on Esse Hobo. And just more gold really for the cause. 5-2 turrets and almost an 8k gold lead in favor of Esse Hobo. So Wonton really looking to turn this one around. Go.
Yeah, absolutely. So Wonton They've, it's been like most of their games. They've started off a little bit slow. The other team, sorry, not most of their games,
bottom
but
lane here now though. Sooner.
Oh yeah, down the bottom lane.
Choo Choo's fighting it out. Sooner's actually probably not going to enjoy that fight too much. Choo Choo's taking damage from that Sunfire Cape, just waiting as best he can and just baiting Choo Choo's down over into the turret. Is it going to be? Look at that perfect wall. And Denian though picks up a kill onto Sona as everybody's transitioning, trying to turn this around. It is now a 1-for-1 trade for these guys, and Shen forced to back out. He does have Stand United, so if they were to engage, they could potentially turn this team fight around. Go.
Yeah, that's right. And Denian, however, did have to use that enchanted crystal arrow for that pick off. So that is going to be a cooldown which they do not have available for them in the next fight. And it's like I was saying, it's all of these, in this entire series we've seen Wonton Mien, they've been behind early. They've given up a few kills to picks from Denian's arrows, but then Denian and crew have kind of reclaimed a bit of the lead, got a few kills just by picking single targets off, and really gotten themselves back into the game that way. But one thing's for sure, this is an insanely close game and a very close series.
It has been the entire series super close, Go. And this time, though, the guys from Wonton a little bit behind.
Yeah, that's right. So, Wonton, if we take a look at, their items, well, I've got a bit of a lull in the action at the moment. What we can see that Wonton, over on the SA side, we've got Zed there, Choo Choo's picked up that last whisper finally, so that's a nice bit of a jump in power for him. And in the meantime, over at Wonton, Heavens hasn't quite stacked up that Archangels as, nice blue steel there coming out of Choo Choo's.
Choo Choo's throwing out his shurikens, dealing away a blue buff. The cooldown reduction definitely going to help a little bit of experience as well. And once again, Wonton forced to defend this middle lane. And Denian takes a ton of damage though. Wild Growth on top of him. And there is the ultimate from from Ezreal. Is it going to be enough? No, a nice little shield there from Charlie 101. But there's a lot of big cooldowns used. Look at the split pushing though from both Choo Choo's and Vladimir. Wow. Yeah,
look at that. And Soon actually going to try and stop him to that tower in bottom lane. Whoa.
Yeah, so close. I'll skip from that one. Although, look at this. There's the ultimate from Shen. BJ's Choo Choo's now very deep. First mate just gets that turret. EQ combo not quite landing. Cataclysm onto Choo Choo's. Flashes out of that one. First mate now being chased down. He still has flash. He still has ghost. Pops down the ghost. There's the paranoia as well. And Ash picks up the bottom turret.
Middle tower.
Yeah, middle turret. There it is.
Although the fight's still going on.
It is still going on. There's a lot of kiting happening right here. And the guys from Wonton not having the greatest time. There is a lot of kite potential here from SA's Hobo.
Yeah, that's right. And so this is always so intense because they've got an open inhib now. They've managed to open that one up. And it's just so hard for Wonton Mien at the moment to deal with that split push that's coming out of them. Yes, if they do decide to just go head on in a 5v fight against SA's Hobo, then yeah, they're going to win it. But SA is not letting them do that. And now, however, they've got a little bit of a break, a little bit of respite from the relentless split pushing that SA is throwing at them. They might try to look for this engage now.
There is a ward in that river, in that little bit of brush right there, and they do know exactly where they are. And look, once again, Zed is just split pushing, continuously split pushing this bottom lane. Wants to get another turret. There's still no inhibitors down, but it's going to be very close. 7-2 towers is a huge difference, Go.
Yeah, that's right. And, really is reflected in the gold as well. 50k to 41k for both of these teams. The advantage, of course, going over to SA's Hobo. Semi's caught out.
Semi is caught out now and completely destroyed from Denian. That is no fun at all for him, and that's going to be the advantage for SA's Hobo to continue this push down the bottom as well as this mid lane. Look at Zed just keeping that pressure on, unable to do a thing about it, and there's an exposed inhibitor. They just transition through and go
Heavens!
Start taking. Oh no, Heavens down at this bottom lane gets turned into egg form. Who's wanted to take that turret is not enough. Shen picks up the kill, so that's a good trade for him. Now they need to transition up into this top lane. Richie there gets a nice knock up onto both SA and Denian, and the fear not quite going off, but definitely deterring J4 in continuing the chase down. And now Wonton left to defend this base. There is the first inhibitor though. Go.
Yeah, that's right. First inhib going down. That is not good news all for Wonton. And they're just going to have to be even more cautious now, because any sort of team fight that they lose from now on in, or maybe even any pick that Esse as a Hobo get now, that could mean the game for them now that they've got that inhibitor open. But the Dragon is coming up in about 15 seconds. Not a major point of contention at this 32-minute stage of the game, however. But we are seeing a few more buys coming out of both sides. That Seraph's Embrace has fully stacked up for Heavens. He's just picked himself up as Zonya's as well. That's going to help in these fights, and help specifically against Choo Choo's, who has sort of been peeking on Heavens a little bit throughout this game.
Yeah, he's really been left on devices and continuously split pushing the bottom lane. And it seems to be continuously working. They don't have the opportunities to go down and punish them. And you can see now Dragon has been started from SA's Hobo, and they do not want to fight it. They really don't feel like they can be in position. They let Richie start tanking this one. Heavens is there as well. And there is the Paranoia out on the back. Comes in to the middle of him. Gets exhausted. Choo Choo throws down the ultimate as well. There's the Shen ulti on top of Heavens. There's a last second Zonya's Hourglass, and Ezreal picks up the kill onto Zed. But look at all these kills. 3 deaths straight away in favor of the guys. SA's Hobo. There's 4, and Shen is the only one left alive. Not going to be able to do too much. It's going to be a complete ace.
Wow.
1 kill there. Go.
Just for one. Look at that. End of the day, the gold lead sort of, I feel, has become too much for the Wonton guys to handle, and that will probably maybe be the game. We've got some big death timers coming up. If not the game, definitely this inhibitor, maybe the bottom lane inhibitor as well after that. So that is very good news for SA as a Hobo. Looking very strong this game, and it's been so back and forth. We saw in the mid game, Wonton were coming back, but now SA after that fight went 4 for 1, of course, and they've just triple inhibbed that. Oh,
there it is. GG surrender from the guys of Wonton Mien. Well played to SA's Hobo. This is going to go to a 3rd match. Both of these teams so close, 1-1 at this stage, and that has been some really good League of Legends go. Please stick with us, guys. We're going to be bringing you match 3 very soon in this ACL Sydney Qualifier Grand Final. My name is Menace. I was joined by Go Gadget. Stick around, guys.